Good morning, all. Okay, in today's session, we are going to discuss two types of the welding processes which we are going to use for joining of the plastic materials. And in that, we will cover high frequency induction welding. And after this high frequency induction welding, the nuclear welding of the plastics. And I will just take a review related to this infrared welding of the plastic materials. Okay, one by one, we'll start. Okay, this is the high frequency induction welding, the first type we will try to learn. First, we will try to learn the principle, working principle of this high frequency induction welding. And then there are different types depending on the use of the material. Okay, how the material is used or how the material is placed or how the joint is obtained depending on it. The high frequency weld, this is the simple high frequency induction welding. This is implant induction welding. Okay, these two we will discuss. First, we will discuss related to the principle. Before that, I will highlight some basic points. Okay, instead of these are just the points that I will explain with the help of diagrams. You can refer while you try to study it. Okay. Now this is the schematic representation of high frequency induction welding. Now the basic principle here, whenever you are studying this welding, different for different welding methods, and just we are changing the means just we are changing the heating source and the method to apply the pressure to give the desired shape to that particular joint. Only this will get changed. Remaining all things will be same in each means each welding technique. Suppose for here high frequency induction welding, here we are going to use the inductor coil, okay, to get the required heat to melt our plastic material. Before applying the pressure, we have to melt the plastic material, and to that to melt that plastic material we require some heat. And in this high frequency induction welding, we are going to apply get that heat from the with the help of this inductor coil. Okay, high frequency alternating current will be passed through this inductor coil, and due to that high frequency alternating current, it will create the alternating magnetic field. Okay, it will create the alternating magnetic field. Now in which direction this magnetic field will get created? If suppose current is it will be created in perpendicular direction, whatever may be the direction of the applied current. Depending on that, perpendicular to wait a minute. Okay, now this is the concept of how we are going to heat this component. These two are our plastic material which we want to join. Okay, now in this we are getting the heat. Our source is the inductor coil. This is the inductor coil. In this inductor coil, high frequency alternating current, we are going to pass the high frequency alternating current. And when the high frequency alternating current passes through that inductor coil, alternating magnetic field will be generated in a perpendicular direction to the applied current. Okay, and after this, due to this alternating magnetic field, what will happen? Some ed currents are generated. Okay, ed currents are generated, and that ed currents will flow through the metal or ferromagnetic material. Okay, due to the resistance, some ed currents will flow through the surface. Okay, ed current will flow through the surface, and that this is the metal, it will get heated. Okay, we are going to provide heat to this metal component or this metal piece. It is also known as insert or susceptor. Okay, it will get energized due to the ED currents. That ED currents are generated due to the alternating magnetic field created by passing the alternating current through this inductor coil. Okay, I will repeat it again. Inductor coil is taken. In that inductor coil we are going to pass the alternating current will be passed through this inductor coil, and due to that alternating current, alternating magnetic field will be generated in perpendicular direction to the current. And due to that magnetic field, when this magnetic field comes in contact with this metal component, this is the metal component known as susceptor or insert, then it will get energized or it will get heated due to the generation of the ED currents. ED currents will get generated and they will pass layer by layer, surface by surface. Okay, surface by surface or layer by layer, they will heat this metal or insert. It is also known as susceptor. Okay, susceptor is nothing but it is a metal piece which will acquire the heat from the inductor coil. And now this susceptor or this metal insert, it will provide heat, okay, by conduction. It will provide heat by thermal conduction to these two plastic materials which we want to join. And due to the means from it is having high temperature, this metal susceptor is having high temperature. When this plastic material comes in contact with it that metal surface, then what will happen? Due to the thermal conduction, heat will get transferred and these surfaces, metals, plastic surfaces will get heated and they starts melting. When they starts melting, this susceptor is removed. Okay, in this next stage, that susceptor is removed and a slight pressure is applied. Okay, now these surfaces are in molten form, and when you apply the pressure, slight pressure is applied, and after sufficient when you provide sufficient time for cooling, joint will be formed. Okay, joint will be formed here. Okay, this is the high frequency induction welding of the plastic materials. This is the basic working principle of the high frequency induction welding of the plastic materials. Okay, and the same points I have highlighted in this slide here. Okay, an electromagnetic induction field can be used. Okay, electromagnetic induction field can be used to heat a metal grid or insert which is placed between the mating thermoplastic substrate. Okay, these are nothing but the thermoplastic or plastic substrates. Mating means we are going to join them. We are going to join them, and here we are going to place the susceptor. This susceptor is heated with the help of this inductor coil. So this inductor coil, we are going to generate the magnetic field, and due to that magnetic field, ED currents are generated and this susceptor will be heated. And with the help of this susceptor or metal insert, these plastic materials which we want to join, these will be heated. Okay, and when you can, the same point is explained here. When joint is positioned between energized induction coil, the inserted metal between metal surface gets heated, and which results in melting of plastics which are surrounding it. Okay, means in short, these plastic materials will get melted due to the transfer of heat from this receptor due to the thermal conduction. And after that, with application of slight pressure, that plastic surfaces will get fused and they will get hardened when you provide sufficient cooling time. Okay, so this is the basic concept of this high frequency induction welding of the plastic materials. Then here one more type is there, that is implant induction welding. Here the source of heating is same. Here we are using the induction coil only, induction coil or inductor coil. Same source is there, just the position or type of the joint produced will be different. Now in this case, in this implant induction welding, we are using one electromagnetic adhesive material. Okay, instead of using this metal insert, electromagnetic adhesive material known as implant, that is used here. Okay, and that implant or adhesive, okay, in this adhesive we are going to shape it into a gasket film, and that can be easily applied and will melt in the induction field, and that is explained in this diagram here. Okay, now this is the inductor coil. This is the inductor coil, and through this inductor coil, due to the electromagnetic field generation, ed currents are generated. Here you can see this ed currents are generated, and this is your electromagnetic adhesive material. Okay, this is the adhesive material. This is adhesive material due to this inductor coil. When you pass the alternating high frequency alternating current through this inductor coils, alternating electromagnetic field will be generated, and due to that electromagnetic field, ed currents are generated, and that ed currents will flow through the metal surface, and they will generate the heat. Okay, and due to that heat, whichever adhesive electromagnetic adhesive material is taken in the here, it will start melting. Okay, it will start melting, and with the help of this you can say that the some punch or plunger or other plastic part. Okay, this is your joint with help of gasket. Okay, there is a one gasket we are joining here. With help of it, this joint will be created. Joint will be created. You can see here, this is the joint after welding. This is the before welding. Inductor coil, with the help of inductor coil, heat is generated by passing alternating current through this inductor coil, and due to the ed currents or due to the skin effect. Okay, due to the skin effect, layer by layer, this heat will get ed currents will transfer, and this adhesive material will be heated and it will get melted, and due to the application of pressure, this joint will be created here after sufficient, by providing sufficient cooling time. Okay, this is implant induction welding. Okay, why it is termed as implant induction welding? This adhesive material which we are using to create this joint, this adhesive material is termed as implant. Okay, this adhesive material is known as implant. And the remaining this induction welding, the source of heat is the inductor coil, you can say that. So this is the implant induction welding of the plastics. Same the induction welding concept is used. So this is the, in this way you have learned the working principle of high frequency induction welding of the plastics, and the similar concept is applied here in the implant induction welding of the plastics. Okay, if you are having any difficulty, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will move towards the next point. Okay, then after discussing this working principle of high frequency induction welding, the implant induction welding of the used for plastic material, then we will move towards the some advantages of this method, advantages, some disadvantages, and its some specific applications. We will discuss it. Okay, some advantages of this process: it does not require. Okay, this is the main advantage. In induction welding or in implant induction welding, it does not require physical contact with the heat source. Okay, there is no physical contact between the workpiece or plastic material and the heat source. Okay, heat is transferred. Heating is done due to the skin effect. Okay, due to the skin effect, eddy currents will transfer from layer to layer, and that metal is heated, and from that metal we are heating the plastic surface. There is no direct contact between that heating source and the plastic material. And so that's why this method we can use for delicate surfaces. Okay, delicate components or complex surfaces, we can use this method. Then next advantage is the induction coil. Okay, induction coil can be moved continuously to heat the entire surface of long joints. So it means, in short, you can say that extremely large sized components having larger size and shape, longer length, easily that products can be joined with the help of this induction welding or high frequency induction welding, as the movement of coil is easily possible. That induction coil movement, we can do the movement from one surface or throughout that, over the length or throughout that shape, we can do the movement of that induction coil very easily. That's why heating of the large sized components is done in very shorter possible time. Then next advantage is heat generation is limited to the specific area. Okay, whichever area you want to heat, that specific area or that particular spot heating, you can do it with this induction heating. Okay, simply you can say that this is the induction heating. And in this whichever part, or suppose you want to hit a specific part, that specific part heating can be done. Okay, targeted spot can be heated in this induction using this induction heating method. Hence, whichever thermal stresses are there after the welding, these that thermal stresses are very low in case of this induction welding. Okay, high frequency induction welding, whichever thermal stresses are there, that are very low, as you can control the heating area. You can control the heating area. The next advantage is the joint can be reopened using induction heating for repairs or recycle. Okay, whichever joints are formed, that joints you can reopen it by again doing the reheating with the help of that induction coil. Okay, induction, with the help of that induction coil, you can do the reopening. Whichever joint is formed, you can reopen it, and you can do the repairing, or suppose you want to recycle that particular material, and you can do the recycling also. And the last advantage is this: here heating is done in very fast rate. Okay, heating, you can obtain the heating with the minimum time. Within few seconds the heating temperature is obtained. Hence the cycle time is very short. Cycle time is very short. And as the cycle time is very short, this method can be used for mass production. This method can, you can go for the mass production also, and you can do the automation here. For doing the heating with the help of that inductor coil, you can do the automation also. Means automation is also possible in this high frequency induction welding. So these are some advantages. Okay, you can note it down, some advantages. Okay, I will repeat it. There is no direct physical contact between the plastic material and heating source. Then you can heat the larger sized or complex shaped components very easily. And as spot heating can be obtained, here thermal stresses are very low. You can do the reopening of the joints to do the repairing or recycling, and the cycle time is very less. You can do, then one more advantage, this process is very fast, and you can do the automation also. Automation also can be done in this method, and high production rates can be obtained. High production rates can be obtained, and you can do the At the same time, you can do the multiple joints. At the same time, multiple joints can be made here. Okay. Then the next point is disadvantages of this process. Okay. Okay. The first disadvantage is as here we are using some implant material. Okay. That electromagnetic adhesive material we are using here. Some addition, it will cost some additional, means there may be some economical effect due to this implant material. It is having higher cost. Then the another disadvantage is here some customized, depending on your design you have to design the required tools. Okay, in case of some tool design, some specific tools you have to design here. Okay, here you have to design this specific tool. Okay, depending on the design of this joint, some specific tools design is required. This is the disadvantage. Whichever material, this is the electromagnetic adhesive material we are using here to create this joint, it is costly. And some depending on the design, you have design of the joint, you have to design some tools. It will means it will be little bit expensive. These are some advantages of that process. Then sometimes due to the heating, here heating is obtained due to the skin effect. Okay, that's why the depth of penetration is limited. Depth of penetration is limited, and if your component is having very complex shape, then the uneven heating may be done. Okay, as the heating is done by the skin effect. Okay, ED currents are generated and they will flow through the material by skin effect, and due to that the depth of penetration is limited. And if shape of your component to be joined is very complex, then uneven heating may occur. Okay, uneven heating may occur. This is another disadvantage. Then that material, implant material, whichever implant material we are using. Okay, here this is the implant material or as adhesive material is there, and this material may affect the strength of the joint. As this is a adhesive material, it will reduce the strength of that joint. Whichever joint is formed here, due to this adhesive material, its strength may be very low. Okay, it will impact the strength. Okay, and sometimes whichever electromagnetic field is generated due to that inductor coil, it will affect the metallic or electronic components. Okay, it can affect the metallic components or electronic components. These are some disadvantages of this high frequency induction welding process. Then after discussing these advantages and disadvantages of high frequency induction welding, we will move towards the application point. Okay. Now these are some specific applications. I have highlighted some specific applications here in the food packaging. Okay. For this, you can say that this implant induction welding is heavily. This is largely used for. I think you have observed the juice pack is there. Okay, Tetra Pak container for juice box. Nowadays, that some fruit juices are coming in the plastic material. Okay, that Tetra Pak juice box or container is made with the help of this implant induction welding only. Okay, the use of induction heating shortens the sealing time here due to the external heat. It will also avoid. Okay, I will show the diagram for this Tetra Pak for food packaging so that you will understand it. Okay, these are tetra packs. You can see clearly here. Okay, these are the tetra packs for storing this juice, and these are joined by performing this process only. Whichever joints are there, that joints are created by this induction welding. Okay, implant induction welding is heavily used in production of tetra pack containers for packing some products like juice boxes. Okay, now here the use of induction heating shortens the sealing time. Sealing time is reduced. Okay, and the damage to the paper board layer is also avoided. Okay, what is the advantage of using this process in the food packaging? It will avoid the damage to the whichever paper board we are using here, as there is no direct contact, and they will avoid the damage to that paper board layer. Okay, then next application is in the automobile sector. In the automobile industry, okay, this implant induction welding is used for manufacturing of the large plastic items like your bumpers and plastic body panels, then different fuel tanks. All these are manufactured, means these are joined. Okay, these are joined with the help of this implant induction welding. Okay, if suppose complex components are manufactured without doing the joining process directly, then it will take more cost. Then what we are doing here, the complex components are joined in the pieces, and they are assembled or joined together with the help of this induction welding. Okay, and these components are nothing but different kinds of the bumpers, then different plastic body panels, then different fuel tanks. Okay, small parts are joined, manufactured, and they are joined together to make these bumpers, then fuel tanks or different body panels with the help of this implant induction welding. This is another application. Then next application is temper proof packaging. Okay, the here you can see that the polythene coated aluminum foil. Okay, polythene coated aluminum foil is there, and is induction welded to the many foods, supplements, or drug containers. Okay, due to this seal, what will happen, it will give the quality to the product, and it also provides the, or you can avoid the tempering of that packaging. Okay, whichever foods are there, then different supplements or drug containers are there. Drug means our tablet containers are there. What we are doing there, the polythene coated aluminum foil. Okay, polythene coated aluminum foil. In that we are doing the these are induction welded. Due to that induction welded, you can protect that particular food or particular drugs or medicine can be protected with the help of this temper proof packaging. So these are the some applications of induction, high frequency induction welding, and implant induction welding. So in this way we have completed this high frequency induction welding with its working principle, advantages, disadvantages, and some specific applications. Then we will move towards the next type, that is nuclear welding of the plastics. Okay, nuclear welding. Then this is the infrared welding. Infrared welding, I think already I have discussed this in the last session. Just I will take a review. This is the first we will discuss this infrared welding process. Okay, in this infrared welding process, the heating is done with the help of infrared light source. Okay, infrared light source, different infrared light sources are used, like quartz rod lamp, then silite glower, then chrome steel resistance element. Different sources may be used to obtain this infrared light. Okay, here you can say this is the infrared light source. Then how this infrared welding is performed? Okay, these two fixtures were taken. Okay, these are the holding fixtures. With the help of holding fixtures, The parts of the plastic parts which we want to join are held in this holding fixtures. Okay, these holding fixtures will provide this support and proper alignment is done. Then infrared light source infrared light source is placed in between these holding fixtures. Okay, holding fixtures containing the plastic material. Then due to this infrared light, these infrared light waves, they will heat the plastic surface. Okay, surface layer, they will start heating. Then after some time, these plastic surface starts melting. Then this infrared light wave source is removed. Okay, this is removed. And then this, okay, this one by one phase names I will explain. And this is the load phase. Loading means in that holding fixture we are keeping that plastic materials which we want to join. This process is termed as the loading. Then the melt phase, here we are placing the infrared light source in between these two plastic materials which we want to join. And after this is the open phase. Here this infrared light source is removed. And in the seal phase, we are applying the pressure with the help of these holding fixtures, and these molten plastic surfaces will get joined due to the application of pressure, and some cooling time is provided to cool it. Then after some time, the last phase is termed as unloading. In this unloading phase, we are removing this upper fixture, and from this lower fixture, the joined plastic component is obtained. This is your joined plastic component. This is the final phase. It is termed as the unloading. Okay. In infrared welding process, 5 steps will be there: loading, then melting, then opening, then sealing, and unloading. So these 5 phases will be there. And this, as the heat is obtained with the help of this infrared light waves, this process is termed as infrared welding process. Okay, all these points I have highlighted here. Okay, whichever concept I have explained, that is highlighted here only. And for example, one practical example for this infrared welding of plastics, polyethylene films. Okay, polyethylene films can be joined with this IR welding. Okay, infrared welding process, polyethylene films can be joined. One practical example is taken here: a satellite glower with temperature 1200 degrees Celsius. Satellite glower is nothing, it will act as a source for infrared light waves. Okay, it is kept at a distance 12 to 14 millimeter off from the workpiece. Okay, and that workpiece is having sponge rubber backing. Okay, sponge rubber backing is nothing but it will act as a holding fixture. And maximum you can obtain the weld thickness up to 2 millimeter here. This is the one practical example. Now here one very specific advantage of this process is low welding pressures are required. In this infrared welding process, very low welding pressures are required. Now then you can say that whichever weld joint is produced, it is having very high strength and high quality. Okay, high joint strength is obtained, low pressures are required, and then defect free joints are obtained here in this infrared weldings of the plastics. So this is the stages in the infrared welding process. Then after this infrared welding process, we will move towards the next type, that is the nuclear welding. Okay, nuclear welding of the plastic. This is the last type from your chapter, welding of the plastics, nuclear welding of the plastics. And after this chapter will be completed. And in the afternoon session, for afternoon's lecture, I will provide the quiz based on this third chapter, and please solve that quiz within specified time, otherwise your marks will get affected. Okay. Okay, if you are having any queries, you can ask me. I will wait for 1 minute here, and after that, we will discuss this nuclear welding of the plastics. If you are having any queries, you can ask me. Okay, in the afternoon sessions, I will provide the quiz, and I will keep that quiz active till tomorrow's evening. Okay, and I will provide one that MCQ sheet. Okay, with the answers on the group itself. Okay, today evening I will share that sheet also. You can go through that sheet. Then a similar type of questions will be there. Okay, you can solve it. Okay, now we will move towards this last type of the welding method which we are using for the plastic materials. Means last type in our syllabus. So in this nuclear welding of plastics. Okay, now one by one here, whenever different welding process we are using here, just try to remember the heating source. Only heating source is very important. Remaining basic principle will be same. Okay, it will remain same. And just the basic heat means heating source will change here. In the nuclear welding, the heating source is different. Okay, here heating source is the stream of neutron, you can say that, or a radioactive isotope material we are using. Radioactive isotopic material is used to obtain the desired heat. Okay, to obtain the desired heat, so that we can molten that plastic surface of the plastic material to be joined. Okay, now here one by one I will explain it. In this process, the workpiece to be welded are irradiated with stream of neutrons. Okay, stream of neutron, and this is obtained from a radioactive element. Okay, how this is obtained, in the next step it is explained. That surface to be welded, the surface which is to be welded, on that surface a coating is given of a lithium or boron compound before the actual welding process. At start of actual welding process, on the surface which we want to join the plastic surfaces, on that surfaces a layer will be provided, a coating will be provided with the help of a lithium or a boron. Okay, generally that boron B10 isotope is used. Okay, boron B10 isotope is used. Okay, and when this coated surface, okay, when such a coated surface is bombarded by the neutrons. Okay, this coated surface now, some neutrons are bombarded on this surface. Okay, when neutrons are bombarded on this surface, what will happen? A reaction, nuclear reaction will occur due to that neutron and the elements present in that coating, lithium or boron, you can say that, and the heat is generated on the surface, and as heat is generated on the surface itself, um, that surface will start melting. Okay, it will start melting, and with the help application of some pressure, it will get welded, or that desired joint is obtained. In this way, this nuclear welding of the plastic is performed. Okay. Okay, so one practical example I will tell you, one or two practical example. This one practical example is polymethyl methacrylate. Okay, polymethyl methacrylate. These are joined with the help of B10 isotope. Okay, boron 10 isotope. Or another example here I have mentioned, that is PTFE. Okay, the process can be used. This is one example of nuclear welding of the plastics. This process, nuclear welding, can be used to join this PTFE. Okay, this is polytetrafluoroethylene. Polytetrafluoroethylene material. PTFE is polytetrafluoroethylene, and this PTFE material, that is polytetrafluoroethylene, can be joined to other plastic materials like polyethylene, polystyrene. Then you can also join it to the quartz or aluminium also. Okay, with the help of this nuclear welding. Okay, so this is the nuclear welding process. I will repeat it again how this nuclear welding is performed. In this method, a workpiece to be joined, and these are radiated with the stream of neutron. Radiated with the stream of neutron. The initial, in the first step, the surfaces which you want to join, these are coated with the lithium or boron compound, and after that these are radiated with the stream of neutrons. The neutrons will react with one nuclear reaction will occur due to the element lithium or boron compound present on that surface layer, and the neutrons and heat will get generated, and that plastic surface will start melting, and after application of sufficient pressure, that material can be joined. Okay, that material can be joined. Different materials can be joined. For example, this PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene, can be joined to polyethylene, polystyrene, and quartz. Okay, and another example is polymethyl methacrylate also can be joined with the help of this nuclear welding. Okay, but here you have to control the flow of that neutron. Okay, if flow of the neutron is in a larger quantity, then what will happen, it will increase the brittleness. Okay, it will increase the brittleness of that particular plastic material, so that flow should be properly controlled. Okay, that is the one of the limitation of this process. And another limitation is, nuclear welding has another limitation: it cannot be applied to the material which becomes strongly radioactive when it comes in contact with the neutrons. Okay, for that particular materials we cannot use this method, and you have to control the flow of the neutron also. Otherwise, if more flow of neutron occurs, that particular material loses its strength, you can say that, and it will become brittle in nature. So this is the nuclear welding of the plastics. Okay, it's the basic working principle. Then application of that particular process, this is the application. PTFE material can be joined to polyethylene, polystyrene. These are some limitations. Okay, in the advantages, you can say that the, if properly controlled, the more strength can be obtained in the joint. Quality is very good, and cycle time is also very less. This you can write in the advantages. In disadvantages, you have to control the flow of neutron. If a larger flow will result in brittleness of that material, and it cannot be used for material which becomes radioactive when come in contact with the neutrons. This is the disadvantage. These are applications, advantages and disadvantages. Okay. In this way, nuclear welding we have discussed related to its working principle, some advantages, disadvantages, and its applications. Okay. In this way, in today's session, we have discussed high frequency induction welding of the plastics with its basic working principle. Okay. Here heating source is the inductor coil through which we are passing the alternating current. It will generate the alternating magnetic field, and component of that susceptor is heated due to the skin effect, and eddy currents are generated and heating is done. Then through this susceptor heat is transferred to the plastic materials, the thermal conduction, and with the application of some pressure, joint is created by providing some cooling time. When the implant induction welding is there, here we are using electromagnetic adhesive material. Okay, with the help of this inductor coil and high frequency alternating current only, we are creating the heat here, and with the application of pressure, joint is created in implant induction welding, and it is having some advantages, disadvantages. Okay, advantages like there is no direct contact, and you can heat the large size components, or having longer length components can be heated. Spot heating can be done. Cycle time is very less, and thermal stresses are very less. You can do the automation also. Disadvantages as it requires some specific tool arrangement. It will cost more. Then depth of penetration is very less. And sometimes when you are using the implant material, joint strength is very less. Okay. Applications that Tetra Pak containers. Okay, for storing the juices, the juice box. Then different plastic materials like bumpers, fuel tanks, then temper proof packing made up of polyethylene coating on the aluminum foil. All these are made from the induction welding only. Okay. Then after that we have discussed infrared welding of the plastics. Okay, this infrared welding stages in the infrared welding process. Its source, heating source is infrared. For this infrared wave lights, slide glower, or you can use this quartz rod lamp or chrome steel resistance element. Okay, all this can be used to obtain this infrared light waves. And by following these stages, the joint will be obtained in the different plastic materials. Okay. Then after this infrared welding, nuclear welding of the plastics. Here, nuclear welding of the plastics, their particular component to be welded, required to be welded, it is irradiated with the stream of neutrons. Okay, practical examples: some PTFE material can be joined to polyethylene, or polymethyl methacrylate material can be joined. Okay, so this is the nuclear welding of the plastics. In this way, this chapter is completed. Welding of the plastics. This chapter is completed. If you are having any difficulty, you can ask me now, or you can ask later whenever you are going to read this chapter. Okay. Uh, if you are having any queries, you can put that in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask me here only. Then in the afternoon sessions, I will share the quiz. Okay, compulsory you have to solve it. Now you can put your roll number for your attendance purpose, and I will conclude this session here only. Thank you for attending this session. Okay, this is okay. This in this way we have completed this third chapter. From I think next session the test will be there, and after that I will start the fourth chapter, design of the plastic parts. Okay, thank you for attending this session. Thank you very much. I will stop here.